Hey, it's Todd Graves with Graves Golf. When I saw Moe Norman hit a golf ball for the very first time back in 1994, one of the first things I recognized was just how pure the contact of the golf ball was, how straight he hit it, and how efficient his golf swing was. And I remember sitting there, and I used to take video of his swing because one of my ambitions was to figure out a way to just feel exactly what Moe was doing in his golf swing.
Watch this, Todd. Oh.
Now, if you kind of step back a second, you think about, well, what makes a great ball striker? What made Moe Norman a great ball striker? And it's what I call the club to body relationship. Now, what exactly is a club to body relationship? Well, think of it this way. Think of it as the most important moment of a golf swing is impact. It's the moment you strike the ball, right? So if I can get to impact in the most efficient way, consistently, same spot, same position, same shaft position, then I can be a great ball striker. But that's why Moe was a great ball striker. So when I took video of Moe that day, when I watched him on the range, I took it home with me and I studied the video. And my ambition was to just feel what he was doing with the movement of the golf club. What is his club to body relationship? How is he getting the club to return to impact in the most consistent way? And that was my goal when I watched that video. But then I made a discovery. And the discovery was this. If you take a look at Moe and see what he's doing at address, and he sets up with a golf club, you see how the club points to the lead side of his body. So if you draw a line on the club, it goes up to the lead side. Now here's what became really fascinating about what I saw. As Moe started taking the club into the positions of his backswing, I drew a line, then I'd draw another line, then I'd draw another line, and I'd draw another line. And as I kept drawing these lines, I noticed that all the lines intersected right above his lead hip. It was very interesting. That entire club to body relationship was always pointing above his lead hip. But here's what became even more fascinating. As he took the club to the top, you notice that obviously there's an angle between his arms and the club, and that is no longer pointing at that pivot point. But when he release his hands, you'll notice that it touches him right there at that exact same point. So in other words, even throughout that entire backswing and at the top of the swing, he had a relationship to this point. Well, why is this so important, this point? Because that's exactly where the club will be relating at the moment of impact, which is what I call the lead side club to body relationship. Now watch when I demonstrate this, and I'll just do it with my left hand. You're gonna see that if I maintain this relationship, it always returns to the exact same place on the lead side of my body. So I'm getting the exact same shaft angle, the exact same shaft position, and the exact same position and impact. This was one of the absolute secrets to Moe's ability to return the club to impact, was how he was keeping the lead side relationship. And it did something else as well. So now I noticed, well, he has this amazing ability and this relationship of club to body that when you do it, when you look it down the line now, when he takes it back, if you keep that relationship, the club moved exactly where he was putting it on plane. This solves the swing plane equation, and you don't have to think about your swing plane, because as long as you have the lead side relationship, you have the club on plane. Now, one final note here is the genesis of how I designed the single plane position trainer. One of the issues you're gonna have is make sure you hold the club correctly, and that's why I designed the single plane trainer. Basically, it's a long extended shaft that when you hold it correctly, and it has enough flexibility in here. You want it to have a little flexibility. You don't want it too rigid because it's going to be bumping you in the side. And you get your hands on there correctly, you create the club to body relationship. And now by keeping it against the side, I'm able to build in the exact lead side relationship into the backswing and then into the top. And then I can keep that relationship coming down, and look at this, it returns to that relationship at impact. And my hand position is critical to get it on there so it can work correctly when it's delivering the club into the impact area. So I designed a trainer to produce exactly that motion of the club to body relationship. That's the discovery I saw with Moe. Now I want to make one final point to this, is that one of the most important things that you make sure you develop when you're doing this is you get the club face on plane. Now what does that mean? Well, when you're at the top and your hands work correctly, the club face also needs a plane. I put a black mark here on the single plane position trainer, and when I take it back, you're going to see it stays connected to my lead side. You see the pivot point. and then put my hand back on there, and then you can see as I go to the top and I leverage the top, you're going to see when I look back, you're going to see the black mark is right in between the trainer. You don't want to see it where it's disappearing or in the wrong position at the top, so you should be able to see that black mark. That's indicating the face plane at the top, and you'll even see the face plane coming down, and then you'll see me return that to impact here, and that'll be going directly towards the target. So now your hand position is correct. This is how you train a perfect impact position, and this is the secret I saw in Moe Norman's golf swing.